The four-year veteran free agent Nick Lowry out of Dartmouth is set to put the ball in play. Downfield, Cullen Bryant, 32, and Kenny Easley, 45, are set to receive. Hope you'll enjoy it wherever you are this afternoon. The Chiefs kicking off. That's Kenny Easley, and he's not going to come out. So Seattle will start from their 20-yard line. On offense for the Seahawks, who in preseason were 2-2. Jim Zorn out of Cal Poly Pomona will do the quarterbacking. Kurt Warner, who you saw at the top of the show, and Cullen Bryant in the backfield. Jackson, Largent, and Young, fine receiving corps. A couple of newcomers picked up there. Blair Bush anchors the line. McKenzie and Pratt, Essick and August. First down from the 20-yard line. We've got Metzelaars in at tight end instead of Charlie Young. He's number 88. Zorn pitches it back. That's Kurt Warner. And Warner with great second effort up the sideline. Look at this. He might go all the way on the opening play. Warner loses the football. And now a battle for it. A scramble at the 8-yard line. And it looks like the Chiefs have got it. An exciting way to get this one underway. 72 yards. Warner looked like he might go for the touchdown, then lost the football.
Well, they've used all of the adjectives to describe the play of Kurt Warner. It looks like he's going to be stopped here. Deron Cherry coming up from free safety, but he doesn't give up, breaks it loose. Taking off going down the sideline, and Gary Green is the only man in between him and a touchdown. Gary Green knocks down the official. We're going to have to take a look to see if Green knocks the football away from Warner or if he just loses it.
Just lost it right there.
Just lost it when he tried to straight arm Gary Green.
There's
you can see them scrambling
for the
around.
ball. Number 52 for Kansas City came up with it, Thomas Howard. Well, the offense will get it for Kansas City. The officials are having a discussion, and at the moment we can expect Kansas City to take it. There are the officials. The referee today is Fred Silva. Tom Hensley, the umpire. Norm Kragseth, the head linesman. Bob Beeks is the line judge. Pete List, the back judge. Dave Perry, the side judge. And the field judge is Don Orr. And they're in a discussion at this point.
Jay, some of the offensive players from Seattle have come back on the field, so I don't think it's determined yet whether they've lost the football or not. Seattle still has its entire offensive team out on the field. Warner may have been out of bounds.
Well, he may have, because Seattle thinks they have the ball. I wonder if they were complaining maybe about the thousands of balloons that were in the area all over the place. I don't know.
I think
Let's listen. Here's the referee, Fred Silva.
The ruling on the play, the man with the ball stepped out of bounds at the 20-yard line prior to the fumble. First down.
Jay, when he was about to straight arm Gary Green, I think that he stepped out of bounds at that time. He was so close to the sideline that when he reaches back, look at his foot and see if it hits the white line. If it does, he's out of bounds. Right here, right in this point, I think he's going to be out of bounds right in here.
Well, it's a tough angle because we're looking across the way. There he is. He stepped out. Good call. First down at the 20-yard line. Single setback. Cullen Bryant. And Bryant takes it to the 15-yard line. Bryant, who played at Colorado. The 11th round pick.
Cullen Bryant, the ball carrier.
Jerry Blanton, number 57. Made the tackle. Want to welcome those of you who have been watching the Raiders in their victory over Cincinnati. Jay Randolph with Gene Washington here at Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium. A warm and windy Sunday afternoon. Kurt Warner has just electrified Seattle fans with a 72-yard romp down the sidelines on the opening play. Jim Zorn pitching it back. That's Warner. Warner banged out of bounds as he got to about the 14-yard line. Warner from Penn State, the #1 pick. The Kansas City defensive unit with Plater, Kramer, and Bell up front. Jackson, Blanton, Klug, and Howard are the linebackers. Green, Smith, Burris, and Cherry in the secondary. Gary Barbaro, the fine defensive back, is yet to sign. He's a free agent, hasn't come to terms. They miss him. They also miss Gary Spaney. 3rd down and 3. Zorn, the left-hander, throws over the middle, complete. First down at the 1-yard line. Charlie Young, the tight end, of course, played with Philadelphia, was with Knox at the Rams, and then later at San Francisco. Signed as a free agent from San Francisco. 1st and goal to go.
See, I think the thing that Charlie Young does best as a tight end is that he has the ability, because of his experience, to read the linebackers and defenses very well. When he first came into the league, he possessed outstanding speed. He's lost a little bit of that, but he's a very cagey receiver and also an excellent blocker.
David Hughes is in the backfield, along with Kurt Warner. In motion, the extra tight end. Metzelaar is the pitch back coming. Warner is stopped. Loss of about a yard on the play. Gary Green, the left corner, number 24 out of Baylor, came up and made a very nice play. He had 5 interceptions in the '81 season. Last year was the Chiefs' most valuable player, and he makes a big play early.
Well, he shows why he was named the MVP last year. Coming up and making an outstanding play, because the number 46, David Hughes, made a good block on him. But Gary Green has outstanding speed and tremendous tenacity. Look at, well, we missed the block, but he comes up and look at his tackle. And Gary Green is not a big man.
2nd down and goal to go. This time from about the 2. Warner coming the other way. Penalty markers all over the place. Kansas City swarming defense near the goal line, led by Dan Mangiero, number 74, James Walker, number 54. And we'll get a discussion on the penalties.
Jay, I think there's going to be the hold. Well, there it is. There's the indication. Holding against Seattle. One of the Kansas City defenders came across the line in a hurry. I think he beat the block, and I think in an attempt to make up for it, one of the Seattle players was guilty of holding. Watching the right side of your screen, you're going to see a lot of folks out there. There's Gary Green coming up, number 24. There's Walker, 54, coming up. The holding, though, was back further down, about the original position of the tight end.
There is John Makovic, who will be 50 on October 1st, and the Chiefs hierarchy. Makovic, a native of Barberton, Ohio. His first season here. The ball is spotted back at the 7 as the penalty was refused. That was the loss on the play. Now Byron Walker and Largent and Jackson, the 3 wide receivers, all in there, and penalty marker goes down, and the throw is too high, intended for Steve Largent in the end zone. Durwood Rockmore had the coverage back there. Looked like he might have tipped it, and there is a penalty marker, and again the call will go against Seattle. Those of you who joined us late, on the first play from scrimmage, Kurt Warner romped down the far sidelines. Looked like he might get a touchdown. He stepped out of bounds at the 20-yard line. There was some discussion because he had fumbled the ball later, and the Chiefs got it back. But finally the ball was given to Seattle. Here's the penalty call.
Offense, holding, number 61. 3rd down.
A call going against Robert Pratt, number 61, the 10-year veteran from North Carolina. Oh, the ball is back at the 17-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd and goal.
Not a bad situation for Seattle. They have another chance now to throw the ball into the end zone. I was thinking they might decline it and make him go ahead and take the field goal attempt from there.
Byron Walker goes to the left side. Largent goes over there also. They're spread out in the shotgun. Jim Zorn. Zorn's got some time, looks, now throws, and it is incomplete. Good coverage by Gary Green in the right corner of the end zone. The pass intended for Harold Jackson. Well, Zorn had enough time here. It just didn't open up. Good job by the Kansas City secondary.
Well, Jay, I think it didn't open up because number 24, Gary Green, the fellow we talked about earlier, who made an outstanding tackle, as we watch from the end zone, you're going to see on the right side of your screen, he's going to be all over Harold Jackson, number 29. There he is. Almost comes up with an interception.
Field goal try was Zorn holding for Norm Johnson, the free agent from UCLA, was 4 for 4 in the preseason. It'll come from the 25-yard line, a 35-yarder. It's on the way, and it is good. So Seattle gets on the board with 12 minutes and 14 seconds left to play in this first quarter. The key, of course, in this opening drive for Seattle, the brilliant run down the sidelines of Kurt Warner. And for a moment, Kansas City thought they had the football. One of the officials stepped in and said no. Warner stepped out at the 20 before he fumbled. Seattle was not able to get 7. They do come away with 3.
Well, Jay, Pete Axhelm said on our pregame show that Kurt Warner has a kind of ability to make the impact on Seattle that Marcus Allen had with the Raiders last year in his rookie season. And the type of run that he made there is an indication of the ability he has. There's Chuck Knox on the sideline. I think he has to be pretty pleased getting 3 points first time he gets his hands on the football.
Chuck Knox named the head coach of the Seahawks back on January the 26th. Norm Johnson set to kick it away. Anthony Hancock, number 82, is the deep man downfield. He has Ken Johnson to his right, number 35, and Durwood Rockmore. There's
Norm Johnson. Deep for
Thomas.
City. Ken Thomas.
Rockmore is to the left side.
And Durwood Rockmore.
Very warm, sunny Sunday afternoon here. The Seahawks have the early lead, 3-0. A high kick. Anthony Hancock in the end zone, downs it, and it will come out to the 20-yard line. So we will get an opportunity now to show you the offensive unit of the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 9 is Bill Kinney out of Northern Colorado, a free agent, was originally drafted by Miami. He started at the beginning, at the end of last season, that strike-torn season. Jarrell Thomas and Billy Jackson are in the backfield. The receivers are Carlos Carson, Anthony Hancock, and Willie Scott. Bob Rush with Buddy and Condon, Kirkenhoff, and Lutz. Coming in motion, the tight end, Ed Beckman. The pitch back comes to Jackson, and Jackson gets a couple. Jeff Bryan, number 77, the right end, stalled him on the play, along with number 53, the right inside linebacker, Keith Butler. The defense for the Seattle Seahawks under new coach Chuck Knox, with Plater, Kramer, and Mike Bell. That's wrong. That's the wrong team. We apologize for that. We'll get the Seahawks up for you in a moment. They have Jacob Green and Jeff Bryan at the ends.
And Mano Tuiasosopo in the middle.
It is 2nd down and 7. Pass comes out to Thomas, and Thomas gets barely back to the line of scrimmage as Manu Tuiasosopo and Jacob Green made the play. Tuiasosopo, number 74, Green, number 79. Now let's give you, Seattle fans and those of you watching around the country, a look at the defensive line. Green, Tuiasosopo, and Bryant. The backers in the 3-4 are Schultz, Robinson, Butler, and Jackson. And the secondary, pretty good group there. Simpson Brown, the talented Kenny Easley out of UCLA, and John Harris. Henry Marshall, number 89, is in. They have 3 wide receivers on the field now to Kansas City on 3rd down and 8 from their own 22. Out of the shotgun, Bill Kenny steps up and fires, and it is complete. A fine catch for a first down at the 32-yard line. Henry Marshall. Marshall was late in signing, late in reporting. The former Missouri star, Dave Brown, number 22, made the tackle.
Henry Marshall runs a beautiful pass route. He goes down and curls, reads the defense. He sees Kenny Easley coming his way, slides back out to the outside, and makes an excellent catch in front of number 22, Dave Brown. There you see number 45, Kenny Easley, coming up to help, but a little too late. As Henry Marshall picks up the first down.
The Chiefs are trailing 3-0. They have their first down at the 34-yard line. Wide receiver set to the right. Here comes Carson. Play action and going long. Kinney, and it's caught down there by Hancock. Oh, what a fine catch. Hancock. My, oh my, what a catch at the 25-yard line with Keith Simpson right there. A 40-yard pass play.
Anthony Hancock has had a terrific preseason. As we take a look from the end zone, he just flat out takes off and runs as fast as he can. A little play action. Bill Kinney throws the football up as far as he can, and this world-class sprinter just has to wait a little bit for it. Keith Simpson is no slouch at a cornerback, but Anthony Hancock just has too much speed for him, runs under the football for a big gain.
That's the kind of football John Makovic likes. Double tight end arrangement now. Beckman and Scott are in there. Just a single setback. Billy Jackson. We're liable to see a lot of this from Kansas City. Jackson got a couple near the 20-yard line. The tackle made by Keith Butler, number 53. They place it down at the 21-yard line.
Gee, I think that Kansas City is going to need to have some big plays if they're going to be effective on offense. Their offensive line has not been the best group around. They've given up an awful lot of sacks. You'll see Kansas City throwing the ball a lot from their what they call a spread. A lot of people call a shotgun. That enables that quarterback to see the defense immediately. And they're going to need big plays from their wide people, and they're very fast on the outside.
2nd down and 6. The wide receiver's right. Kinney throwing to the right side and completing to Carlos Carson. Very close to a first down inside the 15-yard line. Keith Simpson, number 42, was there to make the tackle. Kinney put that one right in there.
Well, there's number 88, Carlos Carson, who is the fastest man on this Kansas City football team. He runs a 4.3 40-yard dash, and that is picking him up and laying him down. He's even faster than Anthony Hancock. Maybe the 2 fastest receivers in all of football playing at one time on the same team.
They got the first down at the 14-yard line. Ed Beckman, 85, is now the tight end. Kenny is having a good drive. 4 passes for 52 yards. This one, though, is thrown wide of Carlos Carson, as it looked like Kenny bailed out on the play.
Coverage by Keith Simpson.
Willie Scott and Ed Beckman are alternating at the moment, the tight ends, with the plays from John Makovic. He's 2nd down and 10. The ball at the 14-yard line. We're in the opening quarter. The only scoring, a 35-yard field goal for Seattle. It came from the toe of Norm Johnson. There's John Makovic. Played quarterback for the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. Coached the freshman team at Army. Offensive coordinator at San Jose State. Went back to Army, Arizona, Purdue.
Comes a blitz.
And up the middle, Billy Jackson. Jackson getting close to the 7-yard line. The tackle made by Michael Jackson.
Tackle by Michael Jackson.
We welcome those of you who are watching the Denver-Pittsburgh action as the Broncos pulled that one out over the Steelers. Jay Randolph along with Gene Washington at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where Seattle has a 3-0 lead over Kansas City. The Chiefs are driving. 7:46 left to play in the first quarter. 3rd down and 6 at the 9-yard line. That's Marshall going in motion. Out of the shotgun, Bill Kenny throwing. It's complete to Marshall. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Jay, this time it's Henry Marshall who beats Keith Simpson, number 42. Before it was Anthony Hancock. I think that something is wrong with Keith Simpson. He's not moving as well as he has been. Marshall coming in motion and just breaking to the outside. You can see Keith Simpson is a little late, doesn't make the tackle. Marshall gets into the end zone. But I am convinced that Keith Simpson is playing injured. He's quicker than that normally. He just couldn't keep up with Marshall that time on the break. The result was a touchdown.
Nick Lowry with the point after. It is up, and it is good. Their penalty markers down.
Penalty on the punt.
Looks like Dave Brown may have jumped for the Seahawks, and we'll wait for referee Fred Silva to give us the indication.
On the kick, 22.
Offside against Dave Brown.
On the kickoff.
It'll be assessed on the kickoff. So, a timeout here in Kansas City. An exciting first period of play. The Chiefs 7, Seattle 3.
Chevy Tough is taking charge. And talk about tough. This stock Chevy S10 took on the Baja 1000, the most grueling off-road event on the continent. It was a totally stock pickup with guts enough to start and finish. And at the Baja, to finish is to win. Now, choose 10.9% financing or $300 cash back on new 83 S10 pickups and maxi cabs. Chevy Tough is taking charge.
Now's the season to get your home in shape, inside and out. It's Sears Fall Fix-Up Sale. These washerless faucets for kitchen or bath, now half-priced, $19.99 each. Get half-price savings on these 20-inch vanities in 3 styles, now $49 each. And this rugged Craftsman circular saw is also half-price. This Craftsman 110-piece tool set, just $99.99. To save on selected storm doors, water heaters, kitchen cabinets, and more, come to the Fall Fix-Up Sale at Sears.
And the kickoff for Kansas City, Nick Lowry. Put it in play. Eric Lane.
Ken McAllister and Eric Lane.
And Ken McAllister, number 48, are back to receive this kick. Very windy on the floor of the stadium on this Sunday afternoon. 7-3, the Chiefs. It'll come to the 20-yard line. I'm reminded, Gene Washington, that the Kansas City Chiefs, of course, are missing a player who meant a great deal to them on offense, the late Joe Delaney. And there is the patch that they will wear this season as they dedicate the season to him. The special medallion presented posthumously to Joe Delaney by the President of the United States.
And Jay, they'll miss more than just his ability on the football field. He was a fine citizen here in the Kansas City area.
Zorn hands it off in there, and a couple of yards as they unravel for Kurt Warner. Warner has carried now 5 times for 59 yards in this game. He had that big play early. For those of you who joined us late, Warner on the first play from scrimmage scampered down the far sideline, looked like he might go for a touchdown, fumbled the ball. Kansas City got it back, but he had stepped out at the 20-yard line. Seattle got a field goal. Now Kansas City is countered with a touchdown. Kenny to Marshall. Zorn over the middle, and he completes it to the tight end, Pete Metzelaars, number 88.
Pass to Steve Largent.
Dave Klug, number 55, the right inside linebacker. Deron Cherry, number 20, the free safety on the tackle.
Gee, as I mentioned in the top of the show, Seattle has made terrific improvement in their running game, and a lot of the credit has to go to the play of their offensive line. Let's take a look at the center. There he is, number 59. That's Blair Bush. Played some good years in Cincinnati, but they got Dave Remington. He was expendable, and Chuck Knox grabbed him right away.
Bush, of course, played for the Huskies of the University of Washington. 3rd down and 1. Cullen Bryant, I don't think he got it. Oh, Dave Klug, the right inside linebacker, number 55, who's out of Little Concordia College in Minnesota. He really stuck his head in there. He didn't get it.
Well, Jay, that's what's known as filling the hole. You're going to see Cullen Bryant get this ball and run to a hole, but look, the linebacker meets him right at the line of scrimmage and delivers a blow. Stops him cold. That is an outstanding tackle. Take a look at Mark Bell, number 99, on the sideline.
That's normally where Gary Spaney would play, but of course he's on injured reserve. Jeff West to do the punting. Anthony Hancock downfield. High hang time as usual for West, and the kick taken in at the 36-yard line. A 34-yard kick, and the Kansas City Chiefs will be putting it play at their own 36-yard line. We have 5 minutes and 29 seconds left to play in this, the first quarter. The Kansas City Chiefs got a pass from that man right there, Bill Kinney, to Henry Marshall for 6 yards. 7:33 of the first for their score, and the 35-yard field goal for the Seattle Seahawks. Norm Johnson got that. We welcome those of you who've been watching the Baltimore-New England game. This is Jay Randolph along with Gene Washington. Kansas City has a 7-3 lead over Seattle. Seattle scored first after a great run by Warner. Todd Blackledge there, the #1 draft pick of the Kansas City Chiefs, a Penn Stater, teammate of Kurt Warner's, #1 draft pick here for Kansas City under their new coach, John Malkovich. First down. Hancock comes to the near side. Kenny is 5 out of 6 for 61 yards, 1 touchdown. Carlos Carson comes in motion. Thomas gets the football and battles near the 40-yard line. Jarrell Thomas. They feel he's going to be a very important man with the loss of Delaney. He's the fastest back on the club. Had a good rookie year. He was involved in that deal with the Rams that sent Fuller and Eric Harris out to the Rams. Jarrell, shaken up a little bit, has come out of there.
Jay, there's an awful lot of controversy that's surrounding that trade, though, that brought Jarrell here. Eric Harris, Steve Fuller being traded to the Rams.
Willie Scott is at tight end, number 81. Carson goes in motion, and the handoff going to Ken Thomas. Ken is the brother of Jarrell, number 35 from San Jose State. A defensive back in his college days. Jeff Bryant, 77, and John Harris, 44 on the tackle. And the gain is up near the 45-yard line. 3rd down and 2.
In that trade I was just referring to, I think a lot of people feel that Kansas City gave up too much in a starting quarterback and a starting defensive back of the caliber of Eric Harris. But I think they were in a position when they lost Delaney that they were really dealing from a position of weakness, and they didn't have much choice.
Out of a short yardage set, Kenny is going to throw long. He's going for Marshall, and he overthrew him.
Pass intended for Henry Marshall.
Henry Marshall, the intended receiver, the man that caught the touchdown. Bill Kenny trying to get it to him as they had the double tight end short yardage arrangement.
Well, Jay, that play I think is indicative of the type of football that Malkovich is going to continue to use here. Exciting football. He's going to take some chances and go for the big plays. That's what he enjoys. Exciting offensive football. Henry Marshall shows no signs of not being in training camp as he looks exceptional.
Jim Arnold, the rookie, who sent Jeff Gossett packing. Punting with Kenny Easley back downfield. The kick goes out of bounds. Not a very good kick. We'll see where they mark it in. They're still coming upfield. It's going to be at the 19-yard line. A 44-yard punt. And we're going to take a timeout. We have 3 minutes and 58 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Kansas City 7, Seattle 3.
For the team behind the U.S. Olympic team, the coaches and the trainers.
Okay, nail that dismount.
Stretch. Carry him high and duck under. We're going to get
The Olympics take teamwork, and Budweiser is proud to be part of that team. This Bud's for you.
We are USA 1, taking charge with celebrity. No import sedan at any price can match this Chevrolet for the room it gives you with the mileage it gives you. And Chevrolet now brings it to you at new lower prices. The 5-passenger front-wheel drive Celebrity with standard engine electronic fuel injection. Chevrolet's new generation sedan. Now get low 10.9% financing on new 83 Chevy Celebrities. Offer ends September 21st.
Tonight on the Sunday Night Movie, let Lee Fall Guy Major show you how to lose your double chin and look sexy. In the movie you can really sink your teeth into Piranha.
Crowd of about 40,000 here at Arrowhead Stadium watching NFL action as we open the 83 season. The Seahawks and the Kansas City Chiefs 2-2 in the preseason play. Zorn is 2 out of 3 for 19 yards as Seattle puts it in play. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Zorn calling on Kurt Warner. Warner breaks out over the 30 to the 35, and he almost broke that one. Boy, he's an exciting runner. You saw him in the preseason. Gene Washington, you told me about him. He's something special. Lloyd Burris, 34 on the tackle. 15-yard run right here.
Any other running back would have been tackled at the line of scrimmage. One of the defenders gets a shot on him early. Look at that move, breaking back to the inside. Now watch this to the outside. That's reminiscent of O.J. Simpson. In my opinion, the best running back to play football. An exciting player. Kurt Warner will win 2 or 3 football games on his own ability alone.
Set 41 records at Penn State. 41 records. Handoff going to David Hughes, who replaced Warner on that play. Dave Klug made the tackle. And let's go now to NFL 83.
Okay, Jay Randolph, Len Berman in New York. Moments ago in Foxborough in overtime. Tony Collins the carry. He's hit by Vernon Maxwell. John Cooks the perfect bounce. Baltimore wins it 29-23. Frank Cush will long remember his first victory. Back to Jay and Gene.
All right, Len Berman, a big win for Frank Cush and the Baltimore club. 2nd down and 9 from the 36. Just Warner in there now as the single setback. This pass too high, intended for Byron Walker. Walker covered here on the near sideline by Lloyd Burris.
That was a perfect situation. He had Byron Walker, who was an excellent receiver, isolated one-on-one on a strong safety, Lloyd Burris. He had him beat to the outside, but Jim just overthrew him, got the ball out of bounds.
3rd down coming. Warner and Bryant, 28 and 32 in the backfield. And the shotgun. Jim Zorn looking out at the scene.
Comes a blitz.
They're rushing in. Penalty marker goes down. Pass is complete. Harold Jackson made the catch down at the 46-yard line, but we might have holding here. They're going to bring it back. It nullifies the gain and what would have been a first down and puts the Seahawks in a bit more trouble with 2:21 to go in the first quarter. Kansas City 7 and Seattle 3. We get word that Ron Essink probably will not return. He has a pulled calf muscle. He's out of the lineup.
Well, that means the rookie.
Number 69, Coleman.
Well, that fellow I was just about to mention, Matt Hernandez, a rookie, who was a defensive tackle in college, has come into play for Ron Essink.
There's Hernandez coming out there. Hernandez, number 8 draft pick from Purdue. 3rd down and 18. Again, out of the shotgun, the Seahawks. Zorn on the run. Zorn moves up to the 35-yard line. Got back to the original line of scrimmage. Looked to me like once he got the football, he knew he better run.
Well, I think it was predetermined that he was going to run. One of the running backs comes across in motion, I think, as a lead blocker. I think this is run all the way. He's just trying to set it up. You can see Edwin Bailey out in front. Kurt Warner coming up with a good block. Just not enough room for Zorn to pick up the first down.
Jeff West is the punter. Anthony Hancock is downfield. Hancock at the 25. Steps through at the 30. Coming to the near sideline. Back down at the 25. Well, he ended up losing a couple of yards on that maneuver as Ken McAllister, number 48 for the Seahawks, made the tackle. A 41-yard punt. We take timeout. 1:29 left in the first quarter. Kansas City has the lead over Seattle, 7-3.
If you run a small business, profits can get squeezed when inventory doesn't match up with production. What can help is a visit to an IBM personal computer dealer. Once you've explained the kind of help you need, a computer expert will show you the system that's right for you, show you how simple it is to get started, and how IBM's easy-to-follow instructions and library of business and management software can help you solve your problems and give you a tool for modern times. The IBM personal computer. Not only can it help you plan ahead, it'll balance your books and give you more time to make dough. And the cost? That's the icing on the cake. Your own IBM personal computer. Try it at a store near you.
We're sponsoring this contest.
Well, yesterday I had the opportunity to visit with Kansas City's head coach, and he's so businesslike. He has books on his desk that talk about business and so forth, and one of the things that he's very conscious of is quality control. And Jay, I'd like to talk about that a little more after the play.
Sounds like he's running a delicatessen, but we'll see. First and 10 from the 29-yard line. Kenny throws over the middle. It's complete. The catch was made by Willie Scott, the tight end, number 81. Keith Butler, 53, on the tackle. Quality control for John Makovic, and just what does that mean?
Well, he has an offensive coach and a defensive coach whose secondary titles are quality control. Here it is. You see it on your screen. Ball possession. They want to have the football for 7 or more plays each time they get the ball in a series. Their goal is to accomplish this 50% of the time, and we're going to watch this throughout the game and see what their actual figure turns out to be.
Jarrell Thomas gets a first down on 2nd down and 4. He bangs all the way up to the 45-yard line. Michael Jackson, number 55, undercut him. A pickup of 10. And Jarrell Thomas, we mentioned what a key he could be. Very important factor in this offensive running game.
The left guard, Mr. Brad Buddy, number 66, really opens the way. A tremendous block on the left inside linebacker, Keith Butler, and that's what made that play. A tremendous block from Brad Buddy.
First down at the 45. And incomplete. Stops the clock with 10 seconds left in this first quarter. Pass intended for Anthony Hancock. Keith Simpson had the coverage over there.
Jay, just to get back for a minute to that quality control visual that we saw, the coaches are really, really insistent that all of his coaches understand what they're trying to accomplish. All of the players, they give them their goals before the season, before each game. And after each game, they measure up to see how they did. And they feel with ball possession, if they can accomplish that goal 50% of the time, then they're going to win the football game.
2nd down and 10 from the 45. That's Billy Jackson. And Jackson getting near the 50. John Harris, the free safety, 44 on the tackle. The Chiefs threw a total of 135 passes in their 4 preseason games, 34 a game. They are throwing more. They're leading here 7-3 at the quarter.
Bigger engines were easy on oil. That's why you only needed to change the oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Today's smaller, higher revving engines can break down an oil's viscosity within 1,500 miles. That's why there's Castrol. Tests show Castrol suffers no significant breakdown of viscosity even after 5,000 miles. So use Castrol, because if you make things too hard on your engine could make things hard on you. Castrol, engineered for smaller cars.
Hurricane Alicia batters Texas.
I started screaming. It was like you were in shock. You saw your home destroyed.
Allstate update. Fast, fair claim service.
Thursday morning, Hurricane Alicia came through. This tree fell through our roof. It caused the ceiling in our bathroom and in our son's bedroom to fall on the floor.
We got in touch with Allstate on Friday. By Saturday, we had settled up with Allstate, and they gave us our money, and by Monday, we had the house being rebuilt.
We're in very good hands with Allstate.
Yes, we are.
This Bud's for everybody who sets them up just so they can knock them down. They're league bowlers, and they know that when you join a league, you get rolling. The competition, the excitement with good times to spare. You find it all in the leagues at your local bowling center. And league bowlers can compete in the Budweiser Hall of Fame tournament coming this winter. So join a league and get rolling. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Bill Kinney at the controls, a 13-9 record for the Chiefs when he has been the quarterback. He did start last season. He ended up as a starter at the end of the year. Steve Fuller traded away. Todd Blackledge, the #1 pick from Penn State, not ready. 3rd down and 5 out of the shotgun.
Here comes a blitz.
And a tremendous job by Kenny Easley, that tremendously talented athlete. The All-American from UCLA, and he was right on top of Bill Kinney.
That's something you probably would not have seen last year from Seattle's defense. They were very conservative. This year, they are very aggressive on defense, as is Kansas City. Both teams have defensive coordinators who are big play type of coaches. Tom Catlin for Seattle and Bud Carson, Kansas City.
Jim Arnold will do the punting, and Kenny Easley is downfield to receive. This Kansas City offensive line has looked very, very good in the early going. This is a wobbly kick coming off to the side. Gets a Kansas City bounce. And it's going to be down at the 19-yard line. A 30-yard punt. We have 14:45 left to play in the first half here at Arrowhead Stadium. 7-3, Kansas City.
Chevy Tough is taking charge. With Chevy S10 Blazer 4-wheel drive, so advanced it was named 4x4 of the year. S10 Blazer 4x4 leads the imports with InstaTrack, the only system that lets you shift from freewheeling 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive high and back at any speed. S10 Blazer leads Bronco 2 with 2-wheel drive they don't offer, a 4-cylinder engine they don't have, and mileage they can't touch. Chevy S10 Blazer. Chevy Tough, taking charge.
Someday soon, you could very well have the best of everything. But you will have to begin somewhere. And the best place to begin is with the very best beer in the world. The best tasting beer wherever you go. When you think about it, why would you ever have anything else?
Come to think of it, I'll have a Heineken.
NFL 83 is coming at you with a special doubleheader Sunday. The Seattle Seahawks take on the New York Sack Exchange. Or the Oilers go up against the explosive LA Raiders. Plus hard-hitting regional action on NBC.
Here's some scores for you. A couple Marcus Allen touchdowns early, and the Raiders beat Cincinnati 20-10. Miami shut out Buffalo 12-0. Denver 14-0 over Pittsburgh, or 14-10 over Pittsburgh. It's first down and 10 from the 19 for the Seattle Seahawks. Pitch back to Warner. Warner cuts it in, and look at him scoot all the way across the 25-yard line. I don't know how he got there, but he's there. Gary Green, number 24. Deron Cherry, number 20, made the stop. The Rams beat the Giants 16-6. It was Minnesota over Cleveland 27-21. Atlanta came from behind 20-17 over Chicago. New Orleans 28, St. Louis Cardinals 17, and 41-38 Green Bay over Houston. Boy, they scored some points there. 29-23 Baltimore over New England. Detroit shut out Tampa Bay 11-0. A little delay to David Hughes, and it didn't fool Big Mike Bell. Bell, number 99. The 4-year man from Colorado State, did an excellent job right there.
Seattle is in a tough spot with Ron Essick being hurt and having to come with the rookie tackle, number 69, Matt Hernandez. As we watch him on the screen, there he is, number 69. Looks as though he's a little lost here. He says, well, I don't have anybody blocking. Might as well push my own man. But that offensive line is so important. He's really in a tough spot here. But how well he plays is going to be really important to the success of Seattle's running game.
Kansas City's in the prevent defense. Zorn and the Seahawks out of the shotgun. 3rd and 4. Zorn throws, and it's complete on the near sideline. Harold Jackson. Jackson, the free agent, who needs just 20 yards to go past Lance Allworth, picked up 19 there, and on his next catch he will go by Lance Allworth into the number 2 spot for yardage as a pass catcher. We'd like to apologize to those of you in the great state of Kansas, the Sunflower State. We've had some telephone problems, we understand, and you haven't been getting us. We're glad to have you with us right now. We'll keep you up to date with that Jet game that you were watching. Kansas City leading here 7-3. First down for Seattle from their own 44-yard line. David Hughes got a yard. Dave Kluge, number 55, the right-hand side linebacker. He made the play. Line play in this game today, Gene, will be very important, especially late in the game in this heat.
Well, the offensive line, in my opinion, is the most important part of a football team. If you control the line of scrimmage, it allows your quarterback time to see his receivers throw the ball. It allows a gifted running back like Kurt Warner to be able to utilize all of his abilities. That's where it all starts, right at the line of scrimmage with those offensive linemen.
2nd down and 8. A fake pitch. Zorn comes the other way, and he throws and completes it to Charlie Young, the tight end. Young was bumped out of bounds by Charles Jackson, the left outside linebacker, number 58. And they will give the gain to the 47-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 8.
Well, Kansas City's defense, you know, supposedly, particularly with Gary Spaney out, there's Chuck Knox on the sideline watching the troops. With Gary Spaney being injured, everyone has said Kansas City has an awful lot of problems at their linebacking position. But they're very active and they're very quick, especially Thomas Howard on the outside.
Largent and Walker to the right side. Jackson to the left side. Zorn throwing, and the blitz was on again. He had to get rid of it quickly. Threw in the air to Steve Largent. This Kansas City defense led by Big Art Still, number 67, who's had some shoulder problems and wasn't expected to play too much today. Did a very good job there. Zorn a bit frustrated as he comes off. We have 12:23 to play in the first half, and Kansas City has the lead 7-3 here as Jeff West will punt to Anthony Hancock.
Well, as we watch Jeff West punt this ball, Jim Zorn hasn't gotten accustomed to the slope on this football field. So when you throw that ball to the sideline, you have to throw it a little lower than normal because of that natural slope.
A very poor punt by Jeff West. Let's see where they're going to spot it. At the 30-yard line. The West got one off the side of his foot. Only 23 yards on the punt. We'll be back with more in a moment.
American Express presents I Gotta Catch a Plane.
Projected. You'll see a list of the managers and the various graph form.
I gotta catch a plane. Next time you make plane reservations, use the American Express card and United Airlines Advanced Check-In. Because you'll already have your ticket, boarding pass, and seat assignment, you can go straight on the plane. With United Airlines Advanced Check-In, you'll have a few extra minutes next time you gotta catch a plane. The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Mercedes-Benz has spent millions of dollars studying impact absorption, rollover strength, and hundreds of details of safety technology that can protect occupants in a crash. One vital link in all this technology is the seatbelt. Yet it is one element of safety technology Mercedes-Benz cannot control. It is one element you can control. A seatbelt makes the system work. So please, wear it.
Don't miss a primetime baseball special. The hard-hitting Bronx Bombers slide into Milwaukee against the Big Blue Brew Crew. Or Reggie and company take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Only on NBC Sports.
One item we have trouble with when we're doing golf, or for that matter football, is to try and show you the problems that you sometimes have with the break of the green or the crown of the AstroTurf here. And there is quite a crown on this field to make the water flow off to the sides. And you mentioned that Zorn's had a problem with that, Gene.
Because his receivers are running a little downhill towards the sideline, so he has to be careful, because if he throws the ball the way he does and his dome at home, it's going to be high each time he throws to the sideline.
Kansas City 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Jarrell Thomas gets to the 33-yard line. He's upended by Jeff Bryant, number 77. Bryant had played at Clemson, a number 1 draft pick in 1982. Bill Kinney. He has been much troubled, as have quarterbacks here in Kansas City for a long, long time, it seems. When Len Dawson finally sat down, there was trouble for Livingston, trouble for Fuller, and Kinney has had his share of trouble. Of course, Blackledge is hoped to be the quarterback of the future here. 2nd down and about 7. Single setback, Billy Jackson. The give to Jackson, across the 35. Wow, he barrels his way to the 39-yard line. Got a good block from Tom Condon, the 10-year veteran, number 65 at right guard. Shelton Robinson, 57. Bruce Scholes, 58 on the tackle.
Well, you mentioned Tom Condon, the right guard for Kansas City. awfully strong guy who's also an attorney. There he is, number 65, leading the way for Billy Jackson. Good running back out of Alabama. Really good quickness, and also a very good blocker.
Now we have 3 tight ends in the lineup: Beckman, Scott, and Wetzel. 85, 81, and 87 for the Chiefs. Give going to Jarrell Thomas, and a very fine individual play is made by Keith Simpson. Simpson didn't look like he was hurting there. He came up and made a big play. Number 42, Simpson on the tackle. Watch him in action.
Well, if Simpson is hurt, I think it might be something like a groin or hamstring, something that prevents him from running deep well. But look at this sure tackle in the open field. Jarrell trying to put the moves on him, but he doesn't fool Keith at all. Comes up and makes a very good tackle.
He got enough for the first down right at the 40-yard line. 10:30 left to play in this first half. Kansas City's leading 7-3. See, the Seattle Seahawks are wearing mesh jerseys. That's something you probably wouldn't have seen in the days of Jack Patera. Also, that air conditioning unit they got over there and all that ice. Kenny throwing and almost batted away and intercepted by Kenny Easley. Easley has such a great ability to get to that ball. Kenny now has completed 6 of 11 for 67 yards and 1 touchdown.
Well, Kenny Easley made a diving attempt to knock that football away. But if Seattle's going to be effective on defense, they cannot allow Bill Kenny that much time to throw the football. His offensive line gave him all day in that situation. Give credit to Seattle's defensive backs for good coverage, because he certainly had enough time there.
First down from the 40, or second down, I should say, from the 40. Kenny's got a lot of time again. Got a first down. Good job of running the football. Brad Buddy does a good job, number 66 here, too.
Well, Bill Kenny is not known as a scrambler. He would rather stay in the pocket and look for his receivers. The Seahawks get a lot of men back in their zone coverage. Kenny fakes them out a little bit, and he knows just where he has to go to get the first down, then out of bounds.
Beautiful block by Buddy. A first down at the 49. Kenny looking long. Incomplete. He was trying to get it to Carlos Carson. Coverage by Kenny Easley, and the fans here wanted to call, Gene.
No way. No way. If anything, it should have been interference on the offensive man. The defensive back has as much a right to the football as the offensive player. Kenny Easley was in good position. The contact came when Carlos Carson came back inside trying to get to the football. The most difficult call, I think, in all of football is pass interference.
Ball just over the 50-yard line. Second down. Kenny from the shotgun again. Steps up, throws, complete. Billy Jackson close to a first down. Jackson made a good move, getting away from Eugene Williams and Keith Simpson. A pickup of 10 on the play, and it appears to be a first down. It's close.
Well, if you're going to be a running back and play very much in Kansas City's offense, you must be able to catch the football. Billy Jackson not only does a good job of catching the ball here, but watch, he knows where he has to go to get the first down, puts his head down, gets just enough, comes up with a first down.
Well, we'll see if he came up with a first down. They're going to bring those chains across. It's very close.
Well, if he didn't, he missed it by an inch.
He did miss it, I think, by an inch. Take a look at some of the scores that we want to update you on this opening day of the 1983 National Football League season. As you see them spot the ball just inches. Raiders won it over Cincinnati 20-10. Miami shuts out Buffalo, and a good start for Don Shula's bunch. Somewhat of a surprise there. Denver 14-10 over Pittsburgh. Although Elway did not have a very good day.
Well, let's watch the offensive line of Kansas City.
On 3rd and 1, the tight end Beckman goes in motion. They call on Billy Jackson, and he's got the first down. John Magovic's club seems to be very well conditioned and perking along very nicely. Bruce Scholes, 58, made the tackle.
Billy Jackson on the first.
The Rams 16-6 over the Giants. And Ferragamo threw a big one to Mike Barber in that one. Minnesota beats Cleveland 27-21. Atlanta got by Chicago. Bartkowski to Alfred Jenkins. That was the winner. Now Kinney under pressure goes down, and he will be whistled down back at the 46-yard line. Jacob Green came in, undercut him. Green made the play, and Kinney's complaining that he shouldn't have been called down. Was he in the grasp, or was he not in the grasp?
Well, I don't think he was in the grasp, but what happened was that after the defender grabbed him and spun him around, then you'll see his knee hits the ground. He's not in the grasp, but now he goes down. And do you consider that a part of the tackle? If it is, then the play is blown dead right there.
Handoff going to Billy Jackson. Jackson is back near the 41-yard line. Stopped by Manu Tuiasosopo, number 74, and Jacob Green, 79. Green at left end. The nose tackle Tuiasosopo. Jarrell Thomas comes back into the Kansas City backfield as we have 7 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in this first half. New Orleans 28-17 over the Cardinals in a high-scoring affair. Green Bay 41-38 over Houston. Out of the shotgun, 3rd and 15. Kinney is in the grasp again, but he got the pass away. Now, here's a case where you'd like to see some consistency, because really that was a place where the call might have come more effectively than in the play before this.
Well, I think his motion was already going forward before he was really under control. We'll watch from the end zone. They have, well, now he's got him.
That's a close one.
That is close. Yep. That is a close one.
Jim Arnold is on to do the punting as Kinney discusses things along the sideline. Kenny Easley and Ken McAllister downfield. We've got penalty flags all over the place. Activity at the line of scrimmage, and a booming punt.
Penalty on the play.
Penalty markers are down. It was a 41-yard punt, but we'll wait and see. Offside, Kansas City. Oh, wait a minute. Offside, Seattle. Right now, let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network. 7:23 left to play. Arrowhead Stadium. Jay Randolph along with Gene Washington. Kansas City on top. Referee Fred Silva. And he hadn't got his microphone turned on. Jim Arnold, the rookie, averaged 39.3 in preseason. An All-American at Vanderbilt.
First punt as a pro went the total of 14 yards.
Now their penalty marker is down. This is out of bounds at the 1. But we'll wait for the call. Out of bounds at the 1, but there is a marker down. Bob Beeks, the line judge, threw the flag, a 35-yard punt, and they're going to bring it back. This was a very nice job by Arnold and the punting team here, but it won't go for anything. Looked like that's something they might have rehearsed, Gene, right there, huh?
It's like a basketball game. To no avail. They're going to bring it back. He'll get another shot.
Illegal motion charged against Albert Lewis on the kicking unit. Oh, Arnold does it one more time. Oh, and downfield was Albert Lewis again, trying to get to it, but that ball just went by him so quickly. Timeout. 7-3. Kansas City leads.
This is one economy truck that comes with a 5-speed and radial tires standard. It's Mazda's B2000 Sundowner, the only economy truck that comes not only with a 5-speed and steel-belted radials, but tinted glass and full carpeting, all standard. And at $57.95, it's also the lowest priced truck in America with all that standard equipment.
Sakes alive, sakes alive, sakes alive. Mazda's got the best truck value for just $57.95.
You in a bad mood?
I just hate talking in the morning.
I'll let you shave.
No, stay.
You use Noxzema.
Yeah, Noxzema gives me a great shave. It does something to condition my skin.
It softens it.
Huh?
I can tell when you kiss me. Your face feels real smooth.
Well, I guess it's the moisturizers.
I hate talking in the morning, too.
Noxzema medicated shave cream. Share the softness.
Tonight, the Night Rider is a Sunday driver.
Wait a minute.
That's right. Kid and Michael are hauling axles for Sunday nights. And the action's going to be hotter than ever.
Well, you can see it's a warm day here in Kansas City. The crowd enjoying the sunshine, and the Chiefs leading 7-3. Zorn is 4 out of 7 for 40 yards. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. And Zorn going to put it up. Has time. Airs it out downfield for Harold Jackson. And there was double coverage. Deron Cherry and Lucius Smith on the coverage. Today's game is brought to you by Renault, the one to watch for European technology and affordability. By a tool for modern times, the IBM personal computer. And by Midas. Trust the Midas touch for all your exhaust and brake needs. 2nd down and 10 for the Seattle Seahawks. One of the lovely cheerleaders entertaining this crowd. Zorn using a long count, and no flags. It looked like motion, maybe. Pass goes to Warner. Warner steps out of the hole at the 30, at the 40, and he almost broke it. He got to the 45-yard line, and Gary Green was the only man that stopped him.
Pass to Kurt Warner, tackled by Gary Green.
It looked like Warner might have moved, but there was no call. 24-yard pickup.
Well, Kurt Warner, let's take a look at the right side of your screen. You can see that he starts to leave, but that's okay as long as he goes laterally.
That's right.
That is not a penalty. Zorn gets the ball out to him, and now he's on his own. He fakes Deron Cherry out. Runs through a tackle by the rookie Albert Lewis. Gary Green saves a touchdown.
Hey, the Seattle fans have to be excited about the way he's performing.
Ooh.
Gets the call again. Scoots up to about the 47-yard line. He's stalled there by Dave Klug, number 55, and Art Still, number 67. Clock is running with 5 minutes and 50 seconds left to play. We're in the second quarter.
And Thomas Howard.
The scoring, a 35-yard field goal at 12:14 in the first quarter, put Seattle on top 3-0 after a great Warner run down the far sideline. And then a 9-yard touchdown pass. Kenny to Marshall, 7:33 in the first quarter, made it 7-3 as the point was kicked by Lowry. That's where we are. Very warm afternoon down there for these two units. Sargent moving in motion motion, and the handoff again to Warner. Weaves his way across the 50 to the 49-yard line, short of a first down. We've got some boxing coming up for you on NBC. A very fine feature, I think you could call it. Larry Holmes, the undefeated champion of the world, seeking his 15th straight successful title defense. He'll square off against unbeaten contender Scott Frank. Primetime boxing live from Atlantic City Saturday night right here on NBC. Warner has 85 yards on 8 rushes, and as you saw a moment ago, has caught one pass for 24 yards. Third down and 3. Warner gets it, and I thought he might get a little more if he could have stepped outside a little farther. Deron Cherry, though, hung on, and you see Warner's a little upset with himself. One more sidestep, and he might have been off to the races. Every time he gets the ball, you could say that, I suppose, Gene.
The way he's been running through tackles, you could. He gets enough for the first down, but not by far. He's going to try to set Deron Cherry up to the inside to break outside. There you see Cherry, number 20. But Deron Cherry says, this time I'm going to make sure I get a piece of him. He grabs on and holds on. Warner comes up with a first down.
First down at the 45-yard line. Kansas City's offsides. They've got a free play, but it doesn't help them very much. Cullen Bryant is wrapped up. Mike Bell made the play.
Both teams have done a good job as far as ball possession goes here in the first half. Let's listen to the call.
Number 99, offside. First down.
Mike Bell with the infraction. It's a first down. 1st and 5 at the 40.
Mike Bell is an outstanding defensive end, but has been injured an awful lot. Spent some time at the Colorado Olympic Training Center this offseason working on his flexibility to try to prevent some of those injuries.
As his brother was with Seattle. Dropped late. Zorn back the other way and incomplete. Pass intended for Harold Jackson. He was trying to go up with a couple of Chiefs and make the play. Deron Cherry and Lucius Smith, number 20 and 23, were the primary defenders on the play.
Well, Jim had decided he was going to throw that pass when he left the huddle because there was no way. The only thing that could have happened other than an incompletion would have been an interception. He throws his ball. Harold is covered, double covered. You can see that he really has no chance at all. There are 3 guys around.
Almost triple covered, I'm going to say. Yeah, that's what it looked like. Huh?
They're really fortunate that they didn't come up with an interception on that pass play.
Zorn is 5 out of 10. He has not had an extremely good first half. 7-3 Kansas City. 2nd down and 5. Warner, as a penalty marker is thrown, Warner is close to the first down. But a marker is down, and there was an infraction holding against Seattle. Boyd Burris, the strong safety, number 34, made the tackle. A lot of holding calls.
Well, Jay, was thrown in the area where Matt Hernandez, the rookie, who's come in to play for Ron Essing, is playing.
For those of you who are watching the Jets-San Diego game earlier,
holding. Number 59.
The call going against Blair Bush. The Jets 10, San Diego 7. A Pat Leahy field goal, 37 yards, with 5 minutes left in the second period, has put the Jets on top of the Chargers. Here at Arrowhead, Kansas City 7. Seattle 3 with 3.5 to play. There's Chuck Knox, once an assistant at Wake Forest, great high school coaching career in Pennsylvania. Out of the shotgun. Zorn throwing, penalty marker down, incomplete. Pass was intended for Dan Dornick, number 33, a 6-year man from Washington State who had come in. Gary Green had the coverage over there, number 24. And Bell, number 99, and Kramer, 91, put on pretty good pressure. And it's going to go against Seattle one more time.
Called an illegal block.
Offense, number 76. Illegal use of the hands to the mask. Decline, third down.
Call went against Steve August, who is celebrating his birthday today. He's 29 years old. August, who played at Tulsa, #1 draft pick back in 1977. Third down, 15 at the 50. Galliano loosening up for Kansas City. Zorn being rushed. They set it up over the middle to Warner. Warner, and he got down to the 43. The Kansas City defense stayed at home pretty well. They were coming, and against the blitz, they set up a little screen over the middle. Jackson, 51, and Cherry, 20, did a good job here.
It was a good call because the Kansas City defensive line was really pouring in there. Bell, Kramer, there's a screen. Warner picks it up. His offensive line, though, waits a little too long before they get started. And as a result, Warner runs past them.
Jeff West, punting. A good one. For the far sideline and all the way into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. 43-yard punt that time for Jeff West. We have 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the first half. The Kansas City Chiefs leading here 7-3 over Seattle.
Here comes the most advanced piece of machinery in shaving history. The new Norelco Rotatract. The razor that challenges the world. Every blade, every electric, every shaving instrument ever made. In closeness, comfort, speed, and quality. It's the shaving machine you've been waiting for. Or your money back. Advanced technology Rotatract razors. The first to challenge the world. New from Norelco.
Introducing the amazing Renault Encore. Look how it feels to flow through hairpin curves. Feel the amazing response of electronic fuel injection. Look how the new Encore feels as it almost ignores gas pumps and mows to the road with 4 wheels suspended independently. For an amazing 5755, European design built in America. The new Renault Encore. Amazing.
The one to watch, the one to watch, the one to watch.
Renault.
Who's the toughest guy on primetime TV? It's not him. Nope, not him either. This week, the toughest guy on primetime is Larry Holmes, and you can see the champ in action live Saturday night.
We'll knock out NBC and I. We're going to do it together.
John Makovic, who served as the quarterback coach for Tom Landry at Dallas, 81, 82 years, the new head coach, and there's the new man for Seattle. Wonderful gentleman, the veteran Chuck Knox. He's won every place he's been. Hard to believe he gets fired every once in a while, but I guess just the way it is.
Wants a little change of scenery, that's all.
I suppose. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Kinney hands it off to Billy Jackson. Jackson's out to the 28-yard line. Dave Brown, 22. John Harris, 44, on the tackle.
An area that was supposed to be a weak spot for Kansas City. Their offensive line is just blowing them out today. Look at their center. Nice block the guard, Brad Buddy, number 66. The running back comes through there, Billy Jackson, and there's no one around him before he picks up 6 or 7 yards. Their offensive line has really played well today.
2nd and 1. The pass over the middle for a first down to the tight end, Willie Scott. Scott, who's a fine blocker, quite often works out of the slot. Made the catch. David Lutz, 72. Good block. They tackle to Keith Butler, the right inside linebacker, number 53. The 2-minute warning now is going to be given to both benches. The Chiefs here on the near sideline as Bill Kinney walks over, and they indicate same across the field to Seattle. We'll take a timeout with Kansas City leading Seattle 7-3.
This is my hideout. I build golf clubs here. And it's amazing how they've changed over the years. Same with Pennzoil. When you think how much cars have changed, you know Pennzoil can't just keep up. It's got to stay ahead. And it has. Pennzoil started with quality. And you know, they keep right on delivering it. And somewhere around here, I've got an old tractor to prove it.
Pennzoil, quality protection. Ask for it. The sun brings out all kinds of people, and they all want a beer that won't slow them down.
Turn it loose, turn it loose, turn it loose tonight. Coors Light, turn it loose tonight. Don't hold back, turn it loose tonight. Beer after beer when you're moving around. Coors Light is the one that won't slow you down. Coors Light, turn it loose tonight. Turn it loose, turn it loose.
We've got a close one going for you. Kansas City 7-3 over Seattle. Final 2 minutes of the first half here at Arrowhead Stadium. Next week, the Chiefs will meet San Diego here. And Seattle has to take on the Jets next Sunday at New York. Both these teams have really tough schedules. Kenny throwing to the far sideline, and it is intercepted. No, it got away. Dave Brown almost intercepted it in front of Henry Marshall. The ball was underthrown, and Brown, who is the new defensive captain of the Seahawks, almost came up with it.
Dave Brown is a very smart football player. Kenny throws this ball a long way on a comeback, trying to get the ball to Henry Marshall. But you'll see that Dave Brown almost comes up with the interception because he's playing underneath Marshall, because he knows he has help deep from the free safety, John Harris.
Billy Jackson. Penalty marker goes down as Jackson goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line. There's going to be a call against Jacob Green as the flag was thrown. Holding Seattle. It might have been against number 27. I think it'll be against Green. They put it back at the
Offense,
26.
Number 65, holding.
Called it against 65.
Tom Condon, the right guard. It's a man with a brace pad around his neck. They say he's strong enough. He doesn't need to hold anybody. The strongest man on the team. But he did.
Indeed he did. 1:48 left to go in the first half. Seahawks have 6 first downs. The Chiefs have 9. And Billy Jackson gets to the 30-yard line, maybe to the 31. John Harris, number 44, on the tackle. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Kansas City Chiefs and the National Football League is prohibited. With Gene Washington, this is Jay Randolph at Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium. 7-3, Kansas City leads. They operate from the shotgun on 3rd down and 14. And a tremendous catch at the 40-yard line by Ed Beckman. Beckman made that catch with Gregory Johnson hanging all over him.
Ed Beckman and Willie Scott are alternating at the tight end position, but Beckman runs the best pass routes by far. Goes down and he hooks and rolls out to the right, goes up very high to makes an excellent catch. Gregory Johnson all over him, but nonetheless he comes down with the football.
Jim Arnold will punt. Easily in the middle with Johnson. And Dornick down there this time. Easley takes it in at the 23, 25, up to the 30. He was hit by Adam Lingner. 37-yard punt. They got one of the Chiefs injured. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
The sleek shape makes this car handle like a dream. You'll need only 11 horsepower to maintain a speed of 50 miles per hour. You're going to love the shape.
At Ford Motor Company, we've made quality job one. We're building the highest quality cars and trucks of any manufacturer in America. Come drive the quality.
You're gonna love the quality Ford. Quality is job one.
I love it.
There's a feeling that's been grown in this country that we love. It's our guts and grit and energy, a drive to rise above. Go for it, America. You've got the gusto now.
Here's to the guys who are making America great. From the guys who make Schlitz, a great American beer.
Have a Schlitz, America. You got the gusto now. You got the gusto now.
7-3, the Chiefs lead it. 14 seconds left to go in the first half. Kurt Warner's had a fine first half for Seattle. 10 carries, 90 yards, caught 2 passes for 31 yards.
Well, you can see that Seattle's going to be content to let the clock run down.
Clock is running with 7 seconds remaining. I've just witnessed the last play of the first half as the half comes to a close here. Chuck Knox, his club down at halftime to the Kansas City Chiefs under new coach John Makovic. And you see that a few words are being said there by the head coach of the Seahawks to one of the officials. So it is 7-3.
Kenny Easley, I think, got hurt on that last play when he ran back that punt. It's going to be interesting to see if he starts here in the second half.
End of the first half, 7-3, Kansas City.
17 hours. That's how long it took us to paint this house with a brush. Then we painted it in just 6.5 hours with a Wagner Power Painter. This wicker chair took over an hour, but less than 5 minutes with a Wagner Power Painter. A shutter that took 20 minutes, a Power Painter finished in only 3. It's a tool so versatile, it has a flexible spray tip and a way to draw paint right from a can. A Wagner Power Painter. It's the right tool for painting.
We're looking for great fitting jeans. Try me Comfort Stretch. Great fit.
Great comfort.
Ty and Randy, all you have to do is look for the patch.
Lee Jeans, the brand that fits.
You're reaching deep inside you, go the things you've never known. It's been tough, rough going, but you haven't gone alone.
We do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day.
Hey, First Sergeant. Good morning.
You can do it in the Army.
Well, as the halftime activities unfold here, youngsters from all over mid-America will be entertaining the fans. It's Kansas City 7 and Seattle 3. NFL 83 halftime activities will continue in a moment. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Thursday.
Are you still looking for a housekeeper?
What happens when 2 cute guys
You're hired.
find a beautiful live-in maid?
Hi. Bye.
Their girlfriends want her to get lost.
Whoa.
But you never can tell what'll be going on or coming off when the curtain goes up on We Got It Made, premiering Thursday.
On some airlines, when you buy a discount ticket, you may end up paying for it.
Last call, midnight snack.
With inconvenient flights,
Last call, midnight snack.
miniature meals, and seats that cramp your style. At Alaska Airlines, we discount fares, but we never discount service.
How do you judge quality? Some people look at door, hood, and trunk alignment. Some people listen to doors or feel the interior. And some people feel the quality in a way a car drives. You judge the quality at your Puget Sound Honda dealer today. Honda, what other cars are trying to be.
Part of being human is being able to look ahead.
to discover new ideas for a better life today and especially tomorrow. Like you, First Interstate Bank of Washington is moving ahead too, developing more services, more ways to make your banking and your life more enjoyable today and tomorrow, all over the West. At First Interstate Bank of Washington, we're looking ahead.
Lou Gellos, News Center 5 Sports, tonight.
Good evening. The Associated Press is quoting an unnamed Soviet source as saying Russian military officials decided to shoot down the Korean airliner without consulting President Andropov, who was on vacation outside Moscow. The AP says its source was in a position to know what happened, the source admitting privately what Moscow has not admitted publicly, that the Soviets shot the plane down. The source saying the military truly believed the plane was spying. TASS today publicly quoted the commanding general of Soviet air defense as saying the airplane flew without lights and resembled an American reconnaissance plane, the RS-135. At the White House, President Reagan played a tape of Soviet pilots' transmissions to a special meeting of congressional leaders. And later, House Leader Jim Wright said a translation of a tape indicated that one Soviet pilot described the plane as an RC-135. But General John Vesey, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, was quoted as saying that in the 2.5 hours they tracked the plane, the Soviets should have been able to see it was a passenger liner. And Undersecretary of State Lawrence Eagleburger said today, "We know the lights were on, and what reconnaissance plane would fly over the Soviet Union with its lights on?" President Reagan will make a speech tomorrow evening to announce what action will be taken against the Soviets. The president's speech to be carried live by NBC at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow. Angry Koreans broke into the Long Island retreat of the Soviet UN mission today. Some 100 Koreans pushing past police, injuring 5 policemen, and on into the compound. No word of any arrests, no sign of any Russians inside. A vice president of Korean Airlines said today his company will compensate families of the dead $75,000 per victim. The airline headquarters said details are not final. John Hart, NBC News, New York.
Tilt. To get to the top in American business, you must be fast, persuasive, and impossible to ignore.
The recommendation that I suggest...
Isn't it interesting these are the same qualities of a long-distance phone call?
Well, this I highly recommend. No delays.
Long distance.
I appreciate very much your interest.
It can take you further than you think.
Channel 5 sportscaster Tony Ventrella.
On the 11 o'clock newscast, I try to report scores and outcomes of games that take place that day or night. Scores of games that have just been played. I don't like to give out scores of games that will be played the next day or the next week. I think that would spoil those games for people who might be planning to go to them. I just think that's part of my responsibility as a sportscaster.
Tony Ventrella, unconventional, unpredictable. Weeknights at 11 from News Center 5.
Good afternoon. I'm Sandy Eng with a halftime news update. Vice President George Bush will represent the Reagan administration at the funeral for the late Senator Henry Jackson. That funeral will take place Wednesday in Everett. Today, hundreds of people visited the funeral home where the senator's body lies in state. The casket is closed. The mourners gently touched the flag-draped coffin.
He was always kind and gentle and calm and always had time for everybody. He was beautiful. I love him. I still do. Always will.
Public visitation will continue through Tuesday at the Soley Funeral Home in Everett. Contract negotiations are continuing in a number of school districts throughout the area. Seattle schools are set to open on Wednesday, but that may change as teachers meet Tuesday morning to discuss their contract situation. Elsewhere, talks are continuing for teachers in Auburn, Clover Park, and Snoqualmie Valley. Tentative agreements have been reached in Renton and Highline. Federal way teachers will vote on a tentative agreement on Tuesday. More fighting erupted in the central mountains of Lebanon today after the Israeli army neared the end of its troop withdrawal. Druze and Christian militiamen exchanged shells and rocket fire in their quest for control of that region. The peacekeeping forces, including U.S. Marines, were caught in the middle of that renewed battle. A Marine spokesman says U.S. troops fired back at one point in the fighting. Fortunately, no casualties reported. Thousands of leftist guerrillas fought their way into the heart of El Salvador's third largest city today. Military officials say that 12-hour attack that began last night was one of the most daring raids in the country's 4-year-old civil war. At least 10 soldiers killed, several office buildings destroyed, and bridges blown up in the fighting there. And we'll be back at 5 o'clock with a complete local newscast for you on King 5 News. See you then.
7-3, Kansas City leads Seattle here at halftime. Let's get an update now as we join NFL 83.
Back in New York, Len Berman for NFL 83. Really a wild day on this opening Sunday. The 2 overtimes, Frank Cush's first win. And how about this statistic? Only one home team in 10 has won so far. That's rather amazing. Here are all the scores and highlights. First of all, in Cincinnati, the Raiders beating the Bengals 20-10. 2 touchdowns for Marcus Allen. In Buffalo, Case Stevenson's debut ruined by 4 Von Schaman field goals, 12-0 for the AFC champs. John Elway, tough day, just 1 of 8 and 14 yards passing. DeBerg finished up. Denver won it anyway, 14-10 over Pittsburgh. Rookie coaches in the Meadowlands, John Robinson, victorious over Bill Parcells, 16-6 Rams. 3 touchdowns for Ted Brown. Minnesota beat Cleveland, 27-21. Atlanta's Dan Henning coaching debut, that's a success. 20-17 Atlanta over Chicago. In New Orleans, 206 yards for George Rogers. 28-17 New Orleans over St. Louis. Wild one in the Astrodome. In overtime, Green Bay 41-38 on a Stenerud field goal. Lynn Dickey, 5 touchdowns for Green Bay. Another overtime game in New England. Baltimore knocking off New England 29-23. Frank Cush's first victory. Here's how it happened in overtime. Tony Collins hit by Vernon Maxwell. Here comes on the bounce Johnny Cooks. Touchdown for the Colts. Frank Cush will long remember his first NFL victory in overtime, 29-23. So much for the preseason. Tampa Bay, the only undefeated team, they got shut out 11-0. Jets over San Diego, 13-7. This is at the half, and of course the game you're watching. Good day thus far for Kurt Warner, but Kansas City is leading anyway. The score there at halftime, 7-3. And a baseball note: the Dodgers lost, the Braves won. That cuts it to 2.5 games in the National League West. So that'll do it for our halftime report. Len Berman in New York. More halftime activities after these commercial messages and these words from your local station.
It's coming. A new company offering computer-like telephones for your home, the latest information systems for business, and reliable long distance that lets you reach out and touch anyone, anywhere, anytime. A company committed to the world's best service and a promise for tomorrow that only the genius of Bell Laboratories can deliver. It's the same company that brought you the telephone. AT&T. More than a new look, a new outlook.
Before your beautiful rocker became a rocker, a skilled craftsman had to select every board, shape every form, fit every piece. Now it's your turn. Time to stain. No time for trip-ups. So depend on Carver Trip. Carver Trip Stain is formulated so the coverage is always uniform, the color always consistent. Carver Trip. No trip-ups.
Chrissy! Chrissy! We're out of ink!
I know.
But didn't I tell you yesterday to have some sent from Seattle?
Yes.
Well, why isn't it here? Didn't you use Federal Express?
No.
Well, why not?
Because you told me to save a little money.
But it isn't here.
But I saved you money.
But we're out of ink. Chrissy, you call us a newspaper. Look at it. You call us a newspaper. That's it.
Next time, send it Federal Express. Why fool around with anyone else?
Tonight on the Sunday Night Movie, let Lee Fall Guy Major show you how to lose your double chin. And look sexy. In the movie, you can really sink your teeth into.
Hi, I'm Steve Largent.
and this is a new Pontiac. Sure, Pontiac builds excitement, but I get enough of that at work. I own a Pontiac because I got a great deal. The 8 Puget Sound Pontiac dealers have a $5 million selection, and that means special factory consideration and better deals for you. When you play on a team like I do, you have to trust your teammates. That's why I really like this Pontiac team.
See your Puget Sound Pontiac dealer and find out how much their $5 million inventory can save for you.
Thousands of oil paintings, $19.90 or less this Sunday and Monday only. The biggest art sale with the best values from Decorators Art. Every painting, including 6 square-foot sofa-size oils, $19.90 or less. Many for $8, some just $2. Values to over $100, and you don't pay over $19.90. Don't miss a special 2-day sale Sunday and Monday only from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. in Seattle at the SeaTac Red Lion Inn, in Tacoma at the Sherwood Inn, in Bellevue at the Red Lion Inn, in Linwood at Landmark Motor Inn. Don't miss these extraordinary bargains. All major credit cards will...
Aaron Brown, News Center 5 at 5 and 11.
Let's take a look at the first play from scrimmage for Seattle. I want you to talk about it because we showed you Kurt Warner at the top of the show, the #1 draft pick out of Penn State. And here was the offensive play that started the game for the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, he's going to bounce off of about 2 or 3 tackles here. Shows the kind of ability that enabled him to have 41 school records at Penn State. Breaks loose down the sideline. You see number 24, Gary Green, who pushes the officials out of the way to get a chance to make the tackle. And Warner's going to step out of bounds when he reaches back to try to straight arm Gary Green. Right here, he steps out of bounds. Now the ball comes loose. Of course, all of the hometown fans here for Kansas City thought it should have been a fumble. Scramble around for the football. Seattle got it back, where he went out of bounds on about the 20-yard line.
A chance to view some of the halftime statistics. You can see the total yards are almost dead even. And time of possession pretty even. It's been, as I mentioned a moment ago, a real hard-hitting football game. No question about that.
Both coaches have emphasized time of possession with the football with their offense. And as you mentioned before, they're about even. The Seahawks have held the ball 14 minutes and 22 seconds to 15 minutes and 38 seconds for the Chiefs. But as I said before, the Chiefs' offensive line has really done an outstanding job. That was supposed to be a weak area for them, but here in the first half, it's turned out to be probably the strongest part of their game.
Norm Johnson will kick off. Anthony Hancock is deep. Ken Thomas is also back there, and here comes the kick, a high kick that Hancock takes and brings over to 10. The 15, oh, he went down quickly as number 37. Eric Lane made an excellent play. There is Lane out of Brigham Young University, number 8 draft choice in his 3rd year. He did an excellent job there on the specialty unit.
Jay, I was right when I saw Kenny Easley being helped off the field at halftime because the Seahawks had brought in number 21, Paul Moyer, to take his place at strong safety. Moyer had a good preseason.
Kenny was 9 of 17 for 101 yards. They operate from the 17-yard line. 1st and 10. Billy Jackson fights across the 20-yard line. Gets to about the 22. Sheldon Robinson, number 57, the left inside linebacker, making the play. The Chiefs have Jarrell Thomas and Billy Jackson in the backfield, 31 and 43, with Bill Kinney, the quarterback, number 9. Anthony Hancock, number 82. Ed Beckman, 85, and Carlos Carson, number 88. As Gene Washington just indicated to you a few moments ago, Kenny Easley is not in the game. Paul Moyer is there at strong safety for the Seahawks, and we're checking on the injury to Kenny Easley. Jarrell Thomas, and he loses a couple as he is stopped at about the 24-yard line. Keith Butler led the way, number 53.
Keith Butler at number 57. Shelton Robertson blitzing from the inside to make the tackle. I would imagine what Kansas City will try to do, of course, Seattle's going to bring in extra defensive backs on this situation. They'll have 5 or 6 defensive backs. But they'll try to isolate Paul Moyer as soon as they can and go after him. They won't be able to do it in this situation because most of their wide people will be double covered.
Third down. A long 3 out of the shotgun. Kinney has time. He throws, and a fine play. Dave Brown came up to hit Anthony Hancock just as the ball got there. Excellent defensive play.
Coverage by Dave Brown.
Oh, it's punting time for Kansas City.
You can't play any better than Dave Brown did in that situation. He came up,
for Kansas City.
knocked the ball away, but he had that hand on the receiver just in case he missed the ball and make sure that the receiver wouldn't get away. Good job by Dave Brown.
Jim Arnold to do the punting. Gregory Johnson downfield. Takes it at the 37, dropped it, picks it up, gets back to the 45 and to the 46-yard line. Gregory Johnson doing a pretty good job. A 39-yard punt. The return by Johnson just over the 45-yard line. 13-16 remaining to be played. We're in the third quarter. Kenny Easley's injury is a rib injury. It is questionable whether he can return for the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle with Zorn at quarterback, Warner 28 and Bryant 32. The wide receivers 80 and 29. Larkin and Jackson, the tight end Charlie Young 87. Zorn going to throw on first down. Out it comes. Cullen Bryant at the 45. Gets to the 48-yard line. And Lucius Smith made the ankle tackle at that point. Smith from Cal State Fullerton. The right corner has been somewhat of a problem. He came over, of course, in that deal with the Rams.
Taking in place of the traded Eric Harris. A lot of the veteran players here at Kansas City really couldn't understand that trade. How could you give up one of the top defensive backs in the league? But they had a reason to do it. They got Lucius Smith in exchange.
Second down and 7. Kurt Warner to the 50. Warner met by Mike Bell, number 99.
Tackled by Mike Bell.
I mentioned that Mark Bell is no longer at Seattle. Mike Bell, 6'4", 250, played for Sarkis Arslanian, Colorado State. Third down and 5 coming. Ball right at midfield as we have 12 minutes to play in the third quarter. 7-3 Kansas City. Kurt Warner 93 yards on 11 rushes this afternoon. Shotgun formation. Over the middle, complete to Largent. First down at the 41-yard line. Albert Lewis, number 29, the number 3 draft choice, a rookie from Grambling who has good speed, a 4.5 40, had the coverage, but Largent made the catch.
Well, Jim Zorn is more on target here in the second half than he was in the first half. He was missing his people, but this time he gets the ball to his favorite receiver. You see number 80, there he is, Largent, beating the rookie Albert Lewis across the middle, gets enough for the first down.
Clock running with 11 minutes, 15 seconds left to play in the third quarter. That was a big play for Largent. 77 straight games. Zorn wants to throw again, and his rookie running back Kurt Warner was not where he was supposed to be. Zorn pointing out that you were supposed to be out there a little farther, but that can happen.
Well, I think what happened in that situation is that the rush from Kansas City dictated how fast Zorn got rid of the football. Kurt Warner was running it on a timing situation. He knows you stay for a couple of beats, then you go out. But that Kansas City defensive unit, those down 3, they poured in there, and Zorn had no choice but to throw the ball out there.
They've really done a good job. Art Still, who did not start. Mike Bell. And Dino Mangiero, number 74 now, the nose man. Second down, flags fly, and a little shoving going on. Mr. Jackson into it.
Well, it's a false start on Seattle. I think Jim forgot the snap count, or, well, I guess I shouldn't really speculate on that. One of them forgot the snap count. Of course, in that situation, the quarterback is the one who gets blamed.
Ball's at the 45-yard line. Second down, 15. Only the third player to pass for 10,000 yards in 4 seasons. Puts him with Joe Namath and Norm Steen.
Blitz is on.
Zorn. Well, he just couldn't get enough on that pass. Jackson was in pursuit, number 51. He was trying to get it to Largent, but Zorn was on the run and turned around to the point where he just couldn't get enough on the throw.
The problem is that Zorn, being left-handed, running to his right, running full out because he had Charles Jackson, number 51, chasing him, just couldn't get his body around enough to throw the football. Now, if he had been right-handed, he might have been able to get this off, but being left-handed, he has to turn all the way around. There you can see he really can't get much on it. Made a good effort to get the ball that far. Had he been able to go another 2 yards or so, Largent would have come up with the reception.
Third down, 15. Time for Zorn, and almost intercepted. He was thinking Largent, and Lucius Smith almost got in front of Largent to make an interception, and he might have been able to take it all the way down. So it's punting time for Jeff West. Played at Cincinnati. He had a 42.6 preseason average this year. In his career, a 37.9 average. We mentioned earlier, good hang time, man. Gets this one high into the air. And it'll go into the end zone. The Chiefs will get it out at their own 20-yard line. 45-yard punt. We have 10 minutes and 43 seconds left to play in the third quarter. All of the scoring was in the first period. Kansas City leading 7-3.
I adore my 64, my Commodore 64. I sing with it, write with it, figure my path of flight with it, my Commodore 64. I rate with it, create with it, telecommunicate with it, my Commodore 64.
64K memory at a price that will put a computer in every home, business, and school years before anyone ever dreamed.
I adore my 64, my Commodore 64.
Chrissy! Chrissy! We're out of ink.
I know.
Well, didn't I tell you yesterday to have some sent from Seattle?
Yes.
Well, why isn't it here? Didn't you use Federal Express?
No.
Well, why not?
Because you told me to save a little money.
But it isn't here.
But I saved you money.
But we're out of ink. Chrissy, you call us a newspaper. Look at it. You call us a newspaper. That's it.
Next time, send it Federal Express. Why fool around with anyone else?
Well, there you see number 67, Reggie McKenzie, offensive guard acquired in the offseason from Buffalo in a trade, and I'm sure that he would love to be out there playing today, but he has a deep shoulder bruise just keeping him out of action.
He was the man who loosed the juice, led the electric company. First and 10 to go at the 20-yard line. Kinney throwing out to Carlos Carson, and Carson heads to the 25-yard line. Bruce Schultz, 58, and Paul Moyer, 21, made the tackle.
I mentioned before they're going to try to isolate someone on Paul Moyer. Carlos Carson is very, very quick. They're going to get him on a one-on-one situation. He almost broke the tackle, but Moyer did a good job of tripping him up. And I think you're going to see a little bit more of that. They're going to test Moyer because he's a rookie. He's going to have to give these guys who are really fast, he's going to have to give them some room.
Second down and 5 from the 25-yard line. Beckman goes in motion. Single setback. Billy Jackson gets the call, and he gets to the 27-yard line. Bruce Scholes, 58 again. Shelton Robinson, number 57, also made the play.
Jay, Kansas City drafted an offensive lineman, and that's an area they thought was going to be a weakness. They played well today. And a guy they got in the second round was number 72, David Lutz. There he is. He's blocking on Jacob Green, number 79. He's a big, strong guy. He's 6'5½", about 280. Reminiscent of some of the old guys they had around here when they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's a real hustler. Third down and 3 out of the shotgun. Kinney, and he's got his man. Over on the near sideline, that's Henry Marshall. Marshall's got a first down. Made the catch in front of Keith Simpson. They'll take an end zone look at this.
Well, Henry Marshall missed most of the preseason, came in, I think, the last game, but he shows no signs of not being prepared. Runs a good pattern, and you'll notice that he came back to the football. He ran his pattern, and he came back towards the quarterback, and that made the difference of a reception and an incompletion.
How about that stat right
year,
there?
40
receptions
catches in a shortened season.
40 catches in 9 games. One of the Seahawks is shaken up.
Well, that's Keith Simpson.
Keith Simpson shaken up.
They're checking his ankle, I believe, his ankle or his knee.
We'll take a timeout with 8:59 remaining.
Experience a new high-performance road car. Experience the 1983 Mazda 626 Sport Coupe. Experience its all-new 2-liter overhead cam engine, advanced front-wheel drive, and patented independent rear suspension. Mazda 626 outstanding performance sets it apart. Outstanding value puts it in a class by itself. The more you look, the more you like. The Mazda Experience.
One more set, guys? Nah, you guys are just too tough today. For Michelob Light?
You should have quit while you were ahead.
Michelob Light for the win.
Would good friends play this hard for a beer? Well, it is Michelob Light, a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Michelob Light for the winner.
I don't get it. You guys killed us.
Don't blame us. You suggested we play for a Michelob Light.
Michelob Light.
In the third quarter, Kansas City leading Seattle 7-3 in that Jets-San Diego game. 11:41 left in the third quarter. Rolf Benerschke has kicked a 23-yard field goal. The Jets lead it 13-10. First and 10 from the 33-yard line for the Kansas City Chiefs. Kinney throwing and completing again. They're throwing to that right side to Henry Marshall. That time in front of Terry Justin, who has taken over for Keith Simpson.
Tackled by Terry Justin.
10-yard pickup on the play. Terry Justin, number 26, the man who had the coverage, but playing a bit soft.
Well, Bill Kinney did an outstanding job of being able to get that pass away because Mano Tuiasosopo was all over him. Watch this. He's going to throw this ball knowing that Tuiasosopo is going to nail him. Look, right in the chest, right in the numbers. But he stays in there.
It is a first down. 2 seasons ago, when the Chiefs and the Seahawks played twice, the Chiefs were able to intercept only one of a total of 77 passes that were thrown by Zorn. That interceptor was Lloyd Burris, one of the 2 members in the Kansas City secondary who played against Seattle in '81. Chiefs had the best takeaway giveaway differential in the entire National Football League last season of +10. They have the lead here with 8 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Jarrell Thomas is in trouble. Thomas got barely back to the 40-yard line. Paul Moyer, number 21, leading the way. You've got Moyer and Justin in there at left corner and strong safety.
Moyer did a really good job of fighting off the block by the tight end in motion. Moyer was the man who made that play because if Ed Beckman had been able to block him, Kansas City would have picked up a positive gain. Seattle's in a situation now where they may not be able to blitz as much as they'd like to because they have 2 of their defensive backs, 2 of their starters out of it.
Kenny Easley just came back into the game. So it is Justin Easley, Harrison Brown in the secondary. Second down and 13. Kenny from the shotgun has time. Coming long for Henry Marshall. Oh, just out of his grasp at the 25-yard line. John Harris with the coverage for Seattle. Marshall, 6'2", 220, 3rd-round draft pick. Played at Missouri. Late signing, but he looks to be in very fine form.
He sure did. Something that happens, though, for a receiver, when you haven't gone through training camp, you haven't developed those heavy legs. That's one thing that Marshall is quick now. His conditioning may not be the best. There you can see it. He almost comes up with a catch, but he beats John Harris, a free safety, to the corner.
Kinney is 12 of 22. 114 yards. 3rd and 13. And it is incomplete. Carlos Carson had it, couldn't hold it.
But Kenny Easley, number 45, you can see him. He's down on the ground. He didn't get hit. I think when he tried to jump for the ball, when he hurt his ribs on that punt return, I think what he did in this situation is probably pulling a muscle in that area. When you get those ribs hit, everything just sort of tightens up. It's like a knot. And I think he's just sort of straining that area. He didn't get hit on that play.
Sometimes, Gene, you have to compensate for your problems, you know, and that causes a problem.
Well, I think that's going to be the last action that he's going to see today. I think the only thing that he would do would be to continue to aggravate the injury he sustained on that punt return if he continues to play.
Easley is some athlete. He has 7 career interceptions and a touchdown. Played the Pro Bowl last year. Number 1 draft pick in 1981. His team was upended by Georgia last night. One of the early big college football games. Easily going off under his own power. 4th down. Punting time for Kansas City. Jim Arnold, their rookie, who beat out Jeff Gossett, will boot it. We have a trio of receivers downfield. Gregory Johnson is the man in the middle. And a high short kick. And see where they're going to spot it. Fans a little bit upset with where that one will be spotted at the 42-yard line. Just a 17-yard punt for young Jim Arnold. We'll be back with 7:14 left to play in the 3rd quarter as the Chiefs lead the Seahawks 7-3.
From advanced technology comes a new kind of luxury car. The first front-wheel drive Chrysler New Yorker. The most technologically advanced Chrysler ever built. With electronics so advanced it even monitors itself.
All monitored systems are functioning.
To keep you secure. New Yorker is luxurious room, impressive mileage, a smooth, quiet ride. And so reliable, it's protected for 5 years or 50,000 miles. The Chrysler New Yorker.
Coors to you, the clean of it. Coors to you, the fresh of it. Coors to you, the best of it. The best of the Rockies is yours.
The clean of the Rockies, the fresh of the Rockies. Brewed the Coors way, natural and pure.
Coors to you, the clean of it. All night through, the fresh of it. Rocky Mountain Gold, you got it. The best of the Rockies is yours.
NFL 83 is coming at you with a special doubleheader Sunday. The Seattle Seahawks take on the New York Sack Exchange. Or the Oilers go up against the explosive LA Raiders. Plus hard-hitting regional action on NBC.
There's a look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Bill Kinney, number 11 there, is Bob Galliano. Todd Blackledge, of course, is the heir apparent here, the rookie number 1 draft pick. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Zorn has been at quarterback all day. He stops and throws, and it's Largent down at the 40-yard line. Largent gets down to the 38-yard line. Steve Largent, 21-yard pass play. Largent showing that great athletic ability to just throw himself with the ball and hang on.
Great body control. Number 80, 3-time Pro Bowler. Jim Zorn looks downfield this time and delivers an excellent throw. But watch what Largent does when he catches the football. He knows he's going to be hit, and he gets both hands around it, making sure that if he gets impact from a defensive back, when he touches the football, he won't lose it. Very alert playing on the part of Steve Largent.
David Hughes, number 46, is behind Zorn. And the pitch comes to him. And he hurdles for a couple down near the 37-yard line. Jerry Blanton wrapped him up at that point. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is Channel 5, KING-TV, Seattle.
With Gene Washington, this is Jay Randolph at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. A a sunshiny Sunday afternoon as the 1983 NFL season kicks off. And some interesting matchups and scores today. Chiefs now with 11 first downs. The Seahawks have 8. Second and 8 from the 37. Little pressure on Zorn. He gets it out to Hughes. Hughes is at the 35. Spins down just short of a first down. He got to the 30-yard line before Charles Jackson, number 51, made the play. One of the
Dave Klug, I think it is.
He's injured.
Klug is the fellow who's playing for the injured Gary Spaney. Now he's gone down.
We should mention that Easley was re-injured, of course. We're told he will not be back in the game. Keith Simpson has leg cramps. He might be able to play. A timeout with 5.5 to go. Third quarter, 7-3 Kansas City.
I'm a chauffeur. It's up to me to take care of the cars I drive. Armor All Protectant, my secret. I use it on the tires, the vinyl top, and inside on the dashboard and the seats. It helps keep things like new, even on this old classic. I do hope the master never sells her. They just don't make cars like they used to. Armor All. It's science, but it works like magic.
Lou.
Hiya!
Do you do brake jobs?
Brakes, coffee breaks.
But can you guarantee a brake overhaul for 24,000 miles or 2 years?
2 years?
At Goodyear, when we overhaul your brakes, we back our good work with a written guarantee. A guarantee that's got our good name on it. Now, who else can give you that?
2 years? Give me a break.
For auto service that's guaranteed, come up to Goodyear.
Who's the toughest guy on primetime TV? It's not him. Nope, not him either. This week, the toughest guy on primetime is Larry Holmes, and you can see the champ in action live Saturday night.
We'll knock out NBC and I. We're going to do it together.
Well, there's number 55, Dave Klug, on the sideline, and they're administering to his knee. We're going to watch the replay. You see number 65, Edwin Bailey, blocking on number 55, and that's where he hurts his knee, right there. Bailey delivered such a blow that he caught his feet planted on the AstroTurf and twisted his knee.
Here's a big third down play. 3rd and 2, and the throw off of it is complete. No, incomplete. It got away. The pass a little low, just inside the 20-yard line, intended for Harold Jackson. Interesting call on 3rd and short yardage.
I think it was a good call. You could see Zorn shaking his head, and for good reason, because he's a left-hander. He came back out. He looked to his left first and tried to turn around, and he just didn't have enough to get the ball out there. The pattern was only about 6 or 7 yards downfield, but when you throw it all the way across field, that's a long throw, and Zorn just didn't have enough zip on the ball.
Field goal for Norm Johnson. It's going to come from the 38, a 48-yarder. Very windy on the floor of the stadium. He's got a good foot in it, and it is good. Norm Johnson, the free agent from UCLA, who was perfect in preseason, gets his club within a point. 5:03 to play in the third quarter. 7-6.
Colt 5-door hatchback imported for Dodge and Plymouth. But we're not quite finished with it yet. All 5 doors, room for 5, front-wheel drive, high mileage, of course. But you just can't know that this 5-door Colt is lower priced than any 4 or 5-door Japanese import until you see the $55.99 base sticker price. Now we're finished.
The anti-shock sticker on Colt, a high-tech import, imported only for Dodge and Plymouth.
There's a feeling that's been grown in this country that we love. It's our guts and grit and energy that drive the rise above. Go for it, America. You've got the gusto now.
Here's to the guys who are making America great. From the guys who make Schlitz, a great American beer.
Have a Schlitz, America. You got the gusto now. You got the gusto now.
A swirling wind, but a field goal for Norm Johnson of 48 yards. 7-6, Kansas City. Anthony Hancock ready to take the kickoff. A high short kick. Hancock coming up at the 4. At the 15. Wide open. And he fell right over his own man at the 29-yard line. Oh, boy. Look at him. Hancock knew that he could have gone all the way. All he needed to do was step outside before he hit his man, and he was gone.
You're exactly right. He ran right over number 35, Ken Thomas. Ken Thomas, number 35, is going to be blocking for him. You can see him in the bottom part of your screen. And watch, Hancock just runs right over the back of him. As you mentioned, Jay, if he bounces outside, he has a touchdown.
Oh, ride him, cowboy. 33-yard line, first down, Kansas City. Bill Kenny has been at the controls all day. Number 9. Hadnot, 48, and Jarrell Thomas, 31, are in the backfield, and the pass goes out to Hancock. Hancock spins out over the 45. Paul Moyer made the stop. 12-yard pickup and a first down.
The Chiefs are trying to isolate Anthony Hancock on Kerry Justin. But Justin comes up into a zone defense. Hancock makes his adjustment, goes to the inside and turns up, catches the ball in front of the linebacker, and now he utilizes that great speed trying to get to the outside. But Michael Jackson trips him up enough. The other guys come up and help put a stop on it.
Little trouble on the handoff to Hadnot, but look at this. An offensive line of the Chiefs is doing some job. Jacob Green, number 79, on the tackle.
James Hadnot on the carry. Tackled by Shelton.
Seattle scoring drive. A 49-yard field goal. 7-6 the score. Kansas City prevailing at this point in the proceedings. Kansas City with a football at the 47-yard line of Seattle. Whistle before the snap. Jarrell Thomas got the ball. Illegal procedure. Kansas City. Freeman McNeil has just reeled off a 9-yard run as the Jets lead now 20-10.
Number 66. Ball start. Second down.
The foul went against Brad Buddy, the left guard, number 66. His dad, of course, the great Ed Buddy, number 71, who played here. You saw that score. The Jets leading San Diego. 4:24 left in the third. 20-10 as McNeil got the touchdown. A little later on, we'll try to bring you up to date on the baseball action as, of course, the races go down to the wire in September. You'll want to be with NBC for that coverage. Jarrell Thomas, he got across the 50. Shelton Robinson, number 57, makes the play.
The ball carrier.
And really, this offensive unit up front for the Chiefs really battling here in the third quarter in the heat at Kansas City. Temperature on the field about 120 degrees when we kicked off.
And that's going to tell in the fourth quarter, the latter part of the fourth quarter. Seattle has just not been exposed to this kind of heat. It's going to be to the advantage of Kansas City in the late going.
3rd and 4. Kenny out of the shotgun. And it is complete to Ed Beckman. Beckman down to the 31-yard line. John Harris, the free safety, making the play. An 18-yard pickup. Ed Beckman out of Florida State, the free agent.
Well, Ed Beckman working that time against the rookie, number 21, Paul Moyer. Moyer was in pretty good shape. It was a well-thrown football. But what Moyer did wrong was that he didn't ensure the tackle after the catch.
Oh, the Chiefs are driving, leading 7-6 with 2:40 left to play in the third quarter. Billy Jackson, a single setback behind Bill Kenny. And Kenny Running into his interference.
Billy Jackson on the carry.
Got maybe a half a yard on the play. Credit Jacob Green, number 79, with the tackle as he popped down on him. Beckman and Willie Scott are rotating with the plays from head coach John Mackovic.
Well, his interference that he ran into was Jacob Green. He made a really good play. He really stacked up the offensive line. He stood up number 72, the rookie tackle we talked about, David Lutz. They're going to need to do some more of that if they're going to win this football game.
Second down and 9. Back to the shotgun for Bill Kinney. Kinney on the run, looking back, trying to throw against the grain, does, and it's incomplete. Intended for Beckman. Coverage by John Harris, the free safety.
Well, Kinney using a semi-rollout on that situation, trying to get to the outside. But we take a look at Seattle's defensive backs. You look at the coverage. They're in their zone defense. You can see the free safety, John Harris, coming up in the area where Beckman is, number 85. And that's where Kinney comes with the ball, except he throws it behind his receiver. Incompletion.
Penalty here.
Offense.